Hey YouTube, what's up? This is the Reluctant IB back again. News and views on the news. All right, this post is going to go up showing how Ann Coulter, remember her? Um, she getting that black D now, right? But she exposes the hypocrisy of the church and single motherhood with facts, right? And the way she does it, that any righteous man or any men looking at what transpires can see obviously that the church backs evil and don't speak against the evil. All right. The church is now another political wing of Satan or Lucifer. Come on, let's just call it what it is. And like I said, the church is married up with Lucifer. Remember, the morning star in Isaiah is how Lucifer describes himself. And guess who the morning star is in Revelation? Jesus. It's no accident it was written like that. The writers understood what was going on with our way of life, of living according to the commandments. They understood that the Romans were subverting the commandments when they were writing the New Testament. So they put all kind of clues in the New Testament to let you know that you were really following Lucifer doctrine and not no new doctrine. They in one breath they say there is no the Most High is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore, and then tell you in another breath, oh, this is his new thing. A lot of things just don't make sense, but black people don't think about it. All right, but then you get the utter destruction of the male by the mother, and it starts when he's a little boy. All right. Now, how you think this boy is going to grow up to be? Because his mother think it's cute. I was watching at the bank the other day. This mother just cuddling and kissing all over her little baby boy, which wasn't a little baby boy. He was about 5, maybe 4. Once she couldn't control him, then she was picking him up, kissing all on him and stuff like that, treating him more like he's a baby doll, right? And these black women have just effed up these boys, right? But Ann Coulter deals with it on a more macro level. So before I get into it, let me greet everybody. Hola, guda, oi, te bem, vasses los, bonjour, mes amis, kedu, bawani, konnichiwa, ni hao, ni hama, sani bonani, jambo havarigani, assalamu alaikum, and shalom. All right. And this is what we need. This is why the men were kicked out so that no one would speak against this. But now we don't have to be physically in the community to speak against it. All right. And at the end of the conversation, Ann Coulter makes a valid point. So let's get into what's going on. Okay, brothers and sisters, let's not forget to get them thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, click that notification bell to donate. My PayPal me link will be in the description box along with my email. All right, just remember before you do so, take care of yourself, your family, and all your needs first. All right, so let's just get to breaking this down. All right, listen up.
If she wants to do the best thing for the child, it is overwhelming that she should give the child up for adoption because the statistics, both from the left and the right, are overwhelming on what happens.
Hold on. The statistics from both the left and the right are overwhelming on what happens to illegitimate children.
to illegitimate children. About 70% of juvenile delinquents, teenage runaways, pregnancies out of wedlock are committed by the children of single mothers. If you were in the womb right now and you could choose whether to be black, white, rich, poor, the one thing you should hope for as a child in the womb is my parents are married.
Oh, did you hear that? If you were in the womb and you could choose between all of that, the one major factor that a child in the womb should hope for is that he's going to or she's going to come out having a mother and a father.
The statistics still are, if you look at it from the end of the spectrum of who ends up in jail, who ends up a murderer, who ends up a teenage runaway, who ends up getting pregnant out of wedlock herself, who ends up a rapist, about 70%, according to both the Village Voice and all these conservative pro-family groups.
Look at the reaction on the black woman's face as she tells the truth. So, she is saying that everybody in the United States, conservative or liberal, are coming to the same conclusion. But you know who wants to keep the mantra of single mom, I don't need no man, the black woman. You know why? Because she thinks she has the government as her man. All right? Now look at the reaction of the black women. They getting upset because this woman is telling the truth.
Are going to be the children of single mothers. I mean,
now, you see, she was pointing to herself because she's one of those ones that's raising these delinquents.
And that is simply a fact. Now imagine in America with 70% fewer teenage runaways, fewer teenage murders, fewer teenage drug addicts, fewer teenage pregnancies. That's what single mothers have created. And like I say, if you want what's best for your child, if you are pregnant out of wedlock, either marry the father, and by the way, shotgun marriages used to work just fine, but we've gotten rid of the stigma of a woman having a child out of wedlock.
The problem is...
All right, listen to this BS coming from the church, the preachers, right? Think about it.
It's good to get rid of those stigmas because we...
He's saying it is good to get rid of the stigma. Watch this. Of women having 304-ish behavior. It's good to get rid of the stigma of the single woman ran household in the face of everything she just said. Right? But they're keeping all the stigmas that gets rid of good. They want to get rid of the stigmas that shame's bad, but they want to make stigmas about being good.
We would put people always in a box. You know, this is the way you have to be. This is the way it works out.
Exactly.
And
you know, this is not an ideal world, and you're talking about an ideal world. Oh, in an ideal world, by the way, everyone has a mom and dad. We're going back, you know, to the days.
All right, here's the thing. So what the church is saying, they do not want the ideal world for people and children. Understand what he's saying. In the ideal world, he said, we don't want to go back to the ideal world. The church is losing money from these women.
Of happy days, you know, most of our young people don't know what that is.
When the kids turned out a lot better.
Well,
and they were given every advantage in life. Stigmas are good things. Look, we have a stigma against smokers.
Who are the single mothers of today?
Smoking is bad for you.
Think about it.
Hold on. Listen. So there's a stigma against smoking because it's bad for you. There's a stigma against stealing because it's bad for the community. There's a stigma against murder because it's bad for the community. Single motherhood has in the black community. Now I can speak to the black community because I know this and I have the statistics for this. And because they killed more, the single motherhood in the black community has killed more black people than everything else combined and almost double that has killed black people since 1973. They are rivaling the death of black people of the slave trade. All right, get wrap your head around that. They have done in the black woman through abortion have done in more black people than Jews died in World War II. They are starting to rival what the Russians lost in their battle against Hitler in World War II. Howbeit that they're not there yet. Think about that.
Is not as bad for you as being raised by a single mother. And yet, we have.
When she said smoking is not as bad for you as being raised by a single mother. And that's true.
We do have stigmas, and they're good things. Stigmas against smoking, and yet smoking is not as bad for you as single motherhood. And there ought to be.
How do you come to that conclusion?
I've just cited the statistics over and over again.
One kills you.
Yeah, but hold on. The children from these single mothers, according to the statistics, are killing more people than the smoking is. At least you get to live a lifetime with smoking. With the children of these single mothers, you don't know if you're going to be able to maintain prosperity, your life. All right? But listen to how she explains it.
We know that smoking kills you.
One destroys a life. Look, the point is not what has happened to children who have been raised by single mothers already. Wish you the best. The point is to influence choices going forward.
Because everyone here is outraged in this audience. I mean, you are citing statistics. I know that they're credible.
Listen to them clap. He said, everybody is outraged. He said, and you are citing what he knows to be credible. In other words, you are telling the absolute truth. But those women, especially those black women in the audience, were not there to hear the truth. They was there to hear somebody, another woman, come and support their ratchetness and the destruction of the black family system. Now, apparently, this is countrywide. This is a white woman talking about what us black men have been talking about for a minute.
But what we're hearing here is you've kind of focused this approach, anti-single mothers. Do you really believe all of that stuff?
Who's the Christian here, Father? I care about the children. I care about how they are raised. And for you to be encouraging women to have children out of wedlock and discouraging them from being sent and to nice adoptive homes, I find shocking.
Oh, 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 good God. Humana now. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? You got a believer in at least the Christian Bible that decided to stand up to the Christian authority who is trying to support what is obviously against the Bible. That is the single motherhood. And you got this black woman that's about to go off, right? But yes, she gets it now. She's like, hey, wait a minute. That's probably why she with a black dude now. She's like, who is the Christian? And I want y'all to understand something. The reason why a lot of Caucasian women are going for the Afro man and the Afro man is accepting them because the one thing you BAWs have not figured out is that the Afro man has always been the good man, the man that tries to do the things without much of the government aid, understanding that everybody is a slave if you have to work in this country, and understanding that the black woman has turned out to be the slave master for the system to make sure that the man is kept in the system through child support and all the rest of that stuff. All right, the black man is starting to understand that. So he's going to go to the more conservative, family oriented woman. At this time, overwhelmingly, it is not the BAW, the black American woman. This is what he get if he tries to get with them. And we tired of this. As a matter of fact, this has to scare whoever she's screwing that night when he wake up in the morning. All right. So my final thoughts for the final thoughts is that we should not be wifing up women with children unless those children are because the husband or father died or whatever. And let's even talk about long-term incarceration. Not Pookie getting out in 2 years and they need a man to use in the meantime. But let's just say something just really, really happened bad. Okay, so that's it. Outside of that, because these women are down for ruining any child that they have, any male seed that they have. All right, so we got to be very careful. All right, we have some sisters out there, but we got to know that they're sisters. All right, we got some repentant sisters out there, but they are few and hard to come by. All right, so y'all pay attention. All right, with this said, I'm out.